Yeah, we're going. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show, the Tessy Juice Show. Yeah, good one today. Ooh, Terry McNabb joined. Hey, Mom. Oops. Hey. Face right in the camera. That's right. Crowd goes crazy. See that drum solo? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show, the Tessy Juice Show. Got a good one for you today, folks. It's been a week since I've done the show, and I'm happy to be here today. We're going to be working with one of my favorite roots that's a little bit more tricky to get a hold of, and that is Rutabaga. This is only half of the Rutabaga that I bought before. I bought a huge one because I have to go to a special grocery store to get it here in Austin, and so for some reason, like HEB, like my regular grocery store that I go to all the time, they don't carry Rutabaga that often. Every once in a while they'll have it, but I guess maybe it's a little bit more tricky to grow here or somewhere, I don't know. But I have to go to a special store to get it, so I got a big Rutabaga. And if you've never had Rutabaga before, it's kind of like similar to a potato, but it's a little bit spicier. Like it has like a weird spiciness to it, but like it's really good for juicing too. I've heard a lot of people do like Rutabaga fries, which I've never tried before, but I don't know, maybe I'll try that someday, but I like to juice Rutabaga. So we're going to be doing Rutabaga, beet, cucumber, and lemon. So keep it real simple. Sometimes I do juices with like way too many ingredients, and today I wanted to just keep it simple because Rutabaga has such a bold flavor that I wanted to add a little bit of sweetness in there with the beet, and then some cucumber in there, which I always like to add cucumber because it's kind of a very mild taste, and it's has a high water content too, so you're going to get a lot of juice from it. And then lemon, because lemon is always a good thing to add to any juice. So before we get started talking about the ingredients, I'm going to talk about my outfit a little bit. This shirt is just like a little mesh shirt. Not much to say about it. I just thought it was really cool and got it recently. And yeah, all these earrings are from my grandma McNabb. They were my dad's mom's earrings. And yeah, were they my mom's mom's? I just thought about that right now. Mom, if you're watching, you might have to chime in on this. They're like probably from the 60s, I would guess. I can't remember now. I think they're from my dad's mom, but they possibly could be from my mom's mom. They're from one of my grandmas, which happened to both be named Dolores. So kind of a little known fact. They spelled it differently, but that's why my middle name is Dolores, because both of my grandma's first names were Dolores. And then, okay, they were from my dad's mom. So thank you for answering that, because I don't know, I could see both of my grandmas were like fashionistas for sure. They both loved awesome clothes, awesome shoes, and jewelry. Wonder where I got it from. So, oh, good morning. Yeah, and then nothing too cool about my pants. They're just kind of like some seersucker, high-waisted pants. So, anyways, let's get started talking about the benefits today. We're going to use half a lemon. Lemon is really good for heart health, digestive health. It helps prevent kidney stones, and really good to help prevent anemia too, because it helps improve your absorption of iron from plant-based food. So if you don't tend to eat a lot of red meat, or meat in general, or if you don't get enough dark leafy greens, more lemon. More lemon helps you prevent anemia. Okay, beets. We're gonna use, this is a big beet. We're only gonna use half of this today because we have so much rutabaga to use. I tend to only use half a beet like every time. Whenever I juice beets, I'm usually only doing a smaller portion of beet just because beets are pretty intense. So I don't like to do I don't like to do it like too much. Sometimes it overwhelms the juice. So we're going to do half of this today. Beets have some cool benefits. They lower blood pressure. They also increase your stamina, like stamina that was applicable for like an exercise or if you're going to a yoga class. Like today I'm going to be teaching a 2-hour class at noon. So I like to drink beet juice before that and maybe coffee too because then it gets you energized. Beets also help detoxify your liver, but they lower blood pressure. So be careful if you already have low blood pressure, like myself. That's probably another reason why I keep my beet intake on just a smaller amount, because sometimes they can make you feel maybe a little bit lightheaded or kind of like dizzy if you're doing too much beet. So just something to think about. Nothing to be too crazy about. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to talk about cucumbers. Cucumbers are alkalizing and hydrating. They have vitamins A, C, K, magnesium, silicon, and potassium. Silicon in particular is a really good benefit of cucumbers because they're really good for your joints. Really good for, you know, if you happen to feel like stiff all the time or something, or dehydrated. Cucumbers are a really good source. You can juice them like I do, or you can also eat them too. It's an easy snack. Peel them, cut them thin, maybe add a little bit of sea salt to it, boom. Maybe some hummus too. That's like a nice, you get a little bit of protein in there too with the hummus. So cucumbers are great. They're really good for healthy skin too, and they're just overall rejuvenating. So, and then lastly, let's talk about rutabaga. So if you look at this rutabaga, I have already peeled it and cut it. If you look at the picture on my story or on Yoga East Austin's story where I showed all the ingredients, you'll see that it had a peel and it had like wax on it. Sometimes you can find rutabaga without wax. Other times it has like a thick layer of wax on it. So obviously you don't want to ingest that. So I cut all of the peel off because that's not that fun to watch me do. So did that before the show started. So make sure and to peel it with a knife, not with a vegetable peeler, because the vegetable peeler will not be able to handle that thick of a peel. So you just zoom, 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 cut around all the edges of it, and then you can cut it up into little strips to run through the juicer. So rutabagas are a root vegetable, or also part of the cruciferous vegetable family. They're also known as a Swedish turnip. They're part of the turnip and cabbage family. One medium rutabaga, which is probably equivalent to this, because this is half of a large rutabaga, equivalent to about a medium rutabaga, that provides over 100% of your daily recommended intake of vitamin C. Vitamin C can help prevent premature aging. That's kind of cool. Juicing, that's one thing that I noticed when I started drinking juice a lot. It really changed my skin and the texture of my skin, and like if it's smooth and clear. So if you have skin issues, maybe try juicing more. Maybe try hydrating more water. It also has 35% of your daily recommended intake of potassium. Potassium is good for heart health, nerve signaling, and muscle contraction. And lastly, it's about 17% of your calcium intake too for the day too. High in antioxidants, which fight cell damage. So overall, rutabagas are just really good for your body. All right, let's get into it then. Let's make some juice on the juice show. Yeah. So I already rolled out the lemon, washed it, cut the lemon in half, and now I'm squeezing it into my jar first before I put it into my cup, because this has a wider top. I can fit my hand in there if I need to get the seeds out, which lots of times, almost all the time, lemon is gonna have seeds in it. So you gotta be careful. And yes, I think I say this all the time, but I think it's that important to mention on every show, is to juice your citrus by hand. I prefer not to run my citrus through the juicer. I don't like the way it tastes through the juicer. It tastes fine, but like it doesn't taste great. Like if you're gonna take the time to make juice, might as well take the extra minute it takes to squeeze it. Squeeze your lemon or your lime or grapefruit or orange by hand. If I'm doing grapefruit and orange, I have like a little like handheld contraption that I juice it with, but lemon and lime I just use straight up my hands. And this is another kind of a cool thing to think about. About 2 weeks ago, I jammed one of my fingers in class, and like that doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but like when you're a yoga teacher and you do like a lot of demonstrations of postures, like your fingers are really important. So it like sucked for like a couple days, but like my hand is almost all the way back to normal, and that was like 2 weeks ago. Like normally, like jamming a finger would take like a month to heal. But I think it's because I do so much like PT, like physical therapy with my hands in yoga, but also in juicing, that they stay really healthy for the most part and bounce back really quickly. Oh, and I started drinking, putting duck fat in my coffee, which is another good thing for like your hair and your nails, and I'm sure it's really good for your bones as well. So there are ways. That's why I like to live on the thought that food is medicine. You can enjoy it, but you can also use it to your benefit. All right, our lemon juice going in. There's some little seeds in there that I'm going to catch on the way down. Seeds aren't the end of the world, but they're also just kind of annoying. You don't really want them in there. You're not going to die if you drink the seeds, but you don't want to make a habit of it. All right. So let's cut this beet in half, because we're only using half of it. Which, this is a big beet, so that's still going to be a lot of beet. Look how beautiful it is. Okay, going in the fridge for another day. I'm going to cut this into little strips. Because beet and rutabaga are so hard, we're going to make the strips a little bit smaller. So like this size to throw through the juicer. And be careful with beet. It's not the end of the world if you get it on your clothes, as long as you can rinse it out right away. It's not going to stain like instantly. It's going to get on your clothes, but if you let it sit and dry, then it'll stain. But if you like if you run water through it instantly, you'll be fine. It'll go away. You just have to wear a wet shirt for a little bit. This rutabaga is a monster. It looks like, I can't believe that this is half of it. There's a little bit of wax left on this piece, so I'm just going to cut that piece off. So kind of a cool announcement. Wow, I should probably pay attention to this rutabaga before I do my announcement. Woo-wee. There we go. Okay, so quick announcement before we juice. This show, the Tessy Juice Show, this is the last episode on Yoga East Austin's page. I'm going to move the Tessy Juice Show over to my Instagram page, which is Tessa McFabulous. It's going to be the same setup. It's going to be Instagram Live, but it's going to be on my channel starting next week, which is June 1st is a Wednesday. So that'll be the first show on my page. So I'm really excited. I'm still going to be uploading it to our YouTube page. So you can still catch all the episodes there if you're not able to watch them live. But the live stream will be moved to my page, which is Tessa McFabulous. 2 B's. Yeah. Okay. Cool! That's the only thing funny about doing like a live stream is like you're like waiting for people's reaction and you're like, oh wait, it's just me in my room. Actually, I do have an audience member today, but he's sworn to secrecy. He's sworn to silence. He's made a vow of silence. Never. Okay, still cutting up this rutabaga. This rutabaga's huge. Almost ready. We just had to cut up our cucumber. Cucumbers are super easy to cut up. They're so soft. So as you can see, I'm cutting them up into like strips this size so that you can just pop them through the juicer. Anything like this is too wide. You're gonna have to like force the juicer to juice it, and that's like not good. Okay, cucumber. I'm only going to do half the cucumber right now because I'm running out of cutting board space. All right. So cheers to butter coffee. Cheers. This is actually duck fat coffee with MCT oil and maple syrup, cinnamon and nutmeg. Water. All right, let's juice these things. Smart man, yep. The best. Okay, can you see me? Yes. We're going to start with a little piece of, what is this? Beet? Beet first. Then rutabaga. And cucumber. That'll be our pattern for today. That's one thing I like to do when I'm making juice is kind of create a pattern with the fruits and vegetables. So you don't want to just do all the beet first and then all the rutabaga, then all the cucumber. The juice gets kind of like separated then. If you do them all like in a rotation, you get a better juice, better amalgamation of juice.
juice, it never ceases to surprise me how beets can just transform any juice color into purple. Like, they're so potent. Now, like, I thought this juice would for sure be like a light purple or something, but it's like dark purple already. Oh, another little announcement is that this Friday we have Sit and Shed, which is a free meditation. It is from 7 to about 7:45 at the school, and it's free for everyone. So if you want to come, you've never been to the school before, if you've been there before but you don't have a membership, totally fine. Just show up. It's led by my friend Brandon Tyree. He's a great facilitator of space. Like, he just has a wonderful voice and has been meditating for a long time, so he really understands what you need for meditation. So if you have any questions about that, you can send me a message, or you can just show up this Friday at 7. All right, making good progress here. I think juicing really teaches you patience, because you have to just take your time. You can't force the machine to go faster than it wants to go. This is kind of like the commercial break of my show. Hello, Brandon, I was just talking about you. I was just talking about Sit and Shed. But anyways, the part where I'm actually making juice is the, like, intermission. You can stay and watch me make juice, or I always talk about the juice at the end too, so. Okay, that's a good stopping point for now, because our receptacle is full. We're going to juice the rest of it in a second once we put this into our cup.
So in the cup we have lemon juice. And here we have rutabaga, beet, and cucumber. I'm really curious to see how this is going to taste because it's mainly rutabaga, and rutabaga is a bold flavor. If you've never had it before, it is spicy. It is like earthy though too because it's a root. But the beet, I think, is really going to like make it nice, and then the cucumber is going to level it all out. Okay, it's going to be a big juice because this is like I still have lots of stuff to juice still, and then the pulp. Okay, let's get back into it.
So in hindsight, I probably could have done half a cucumber. Probably would have been fine for a single serving. But I'm just going to have a lot of juice today, which is good. I am going to be in the hot room a lot today, so always good for hydration. I can drink half of it now, half of it after class. Okay, now we've ran everything through for the first round. We're going to run the pulp through, and then we're going to drink it. So, yeah. Now, if you're confused by what I'm doing, like, what's she doing right now? I'm running the pulp through, so like everything has been ran through once. If you have a juicer like mine that's like a masticating juicer, it's easier to get the pulp from it because the pulp goes out into a separate container. If you have like a centrifuge juicer, it's a little bit more tricky to get the pulp out because you have to turn the whole thing on, unplug it, take it apart, and then you can get to your pulp. So it depends on what type of juicer you have. One like mine, it's a little bit easier to run the pulp through. You'd be surprised how much juice you'll get from it. Basically, if the pulp that you toss at the end of juicing is still damp, there's still juice in it. So you can always run it back through until it's dry like sawdust. Alright, last of the Pulp. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Alright, we're gonna let that run for a second. Just to make sure.
Alright. Quite a bit more, actually. Our cup is gonna be really full. But, like I said, there's never like too much juice. You can just drink the rest of it later in the day. Yes, I stir the juice with my knife. It's just been a habit that I've kept since day one. So, look at that. Perfect. To the top. Okay. What do I want to cheers to today? I want to cheers to being patient. Patience is something that's really valuable and that not a lot of people have enough of in the world today. We want everything right now. We want it yesterday. We want it like as quick as you can do it. But sometimes that's not the best route. Sometimes I need to be faster. I know that. But lots of times I value my patience and my slowness more than I am mad at myself about it. So try being more patient. And how do you do that? You just take another breath. That's it. Okay, cheers. Wow, this is a big dog today. I'm gonna end up with foam all over my face, and I can't wait. Frothy. Whenever you do roots, it's very frothy. Okay. Not too bad. I got a little bit of beet juice on my face. Okay. It's really good. I really like this juice a lot. I taste the beet a lot, which is, I thought I would taste rutabaga first things first. I say it's like a race to the finish with beet and rutabaga on this one. I can taste both of them almost equally, which is crazy because there was a lot of rutabaga quantity-wise and not as much of a beet. But like I said, beets are intense. They will get you. So you want to do just a smaller amount of beet. I taste the cucumber too. I like that it makes everything a little bit more mild. And I hardly taste the lemon at all, which is interesting. It's there for sure, but it's not like boom in your face. So next time I make this one, I'm going to do less cucumber and the same amount of everything else. Half a beet, half a large rutabaga or a medium rutabaga, and half a cucumber. Yeah, that's that. I think this is really good though, and I like that it's a larger quantity today because, like I said, I'm going to be very active today, so it's good to have things in balance. You know, you can do a lot of activity as long as you have done a lot of preparation for it. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to tune in next week, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Central Time, and that's going to be on my channel, which is Tessa McFabulous. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate you all. Mwah. See you soon. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like and comment. See you soon.